Welcome to the Prince Eats. Check out this video for pan-seared Chilean sea bass. Ingredients are in the description. If you find this video helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. This one is really simple and easy, and I'll show you how. And before you know it, you'll be preparing this at home in a breeze. The first order of business is to get your hands on a good cut of Chilean sea bass. The price of Chilean sea bass is quite pricey. However, if you purchase in bulk, you should see some value there. I always recommend purchasing seafood in bulk and vacuum sealing what you don't use. And this pays off later in the event prices do fluctuate. You'll need to cut your fish into your preferred serving size. For this demonstration, I'll leave the skin on because I do like crispy skin on fish. And with working with fish, I always recommend using a sharp knife so that you can have clean cuts. Next is the active cooking process. Grab your favorite skillet and put it over medium-high heat. If you're not quite comfortable searing fish, I do recommend using a non-stick pan as it will be easier to execute flipping the fish. Once your pan is hot and ready to go ahead and drizzle in your olive oil. In most instances when I'm searing, I do recommend using a neutral oil. However, since this is a white fish and it won't cook for long, I'm using olive oil. Adding butter will produce color and extra flavor as it browns. I do recommend that you pay attention to the browning of the butter because you don't want it to burn. Regulate the pan temperature as needed. When the pan is hot and ready to go, carefully place the fish in the pan. Since I want crispy skin on the fish, that's the part I'm going to sear first. To ensure even contact with the skin and the surface of the pan, I'm pressing down on the fish slightly. And if you're searing more than one piece of fish, just repeat that step for any additional pieces of fish that you prepare. If crispy skin is what you're going for, let the skin sit just for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. This gives it more than enough time to crisp it. You can slightly check it after 2 to 3 minutes to see if it's crispy. To check it, just tug at it a little bit. If it lifts cleanly from the pan, you know it's ready to go. But if it resists, it needs to cook a little bit longer. One critical step you can't afford to miss when searing fish, if you want to go for crispy skin or that golden brown color on the flesh, is the fish needs to be dry. One thing that I typically do before searing fish is pat the fish down with a paper towel or a dry cloth. What this will do is draw out any moisture from the fish that otherwise would create a steaming effect in the pan once the fish actually touches the hot surface. And I recommend seasoning the fish only after you've completely dried the fish. After approximately 3 to 5 minutes searing on the first side, you can go ahead and flip the fish. If it's not the color you're looking for, flip it back over and allow it to sear for an additional 1 to 2 minutes. Because this is a white fish, be careful not to overcook it. It can overcook easily. With all the brown butter in the pan, the last step is just basting the fish. This will continue to cook the fish, and at the same time, as I mentioned, it will add flavor to the fish. After a few easy steps, you've executed the perfect flip when searing fish. Every time it will come out tender and flaky. Dinner is served. For more cooking tips and meal ideas, visit theprinceeats.com and The Prince Eats on social media.